Good afternoon, Dr. Brown. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I am excited to have this coaching conversation with you about this graphic organizer that you have put together, where we're going to look at how we can really push in and help our teachers this year.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about your design um, and just kind of what's your plan with this and helping our teachers really be focused on teaching the standards this year?
Okay. One thing about me in terms of an instructional leader, I believe in making sure that we're experiencing growth for teacher and student. So sometimes everybody needs a coach. Even
Yes.
myself, everybody needs a coach. There are always things that we can improve upon. There are things that teachers and as well as myself, we have identified that in areas that we want to improve and increase. And so we also see things that we can do to help teachers grow and be better practitioners at their craft. So with this particular organizer, we really want to tier teachers based upon the support because every teacher doesn't need everything. One size does not fit all. I always use the example, for me, I always use the example of a spice rack. You have all these different ingredients in your spice rack, but every spice or seasoning is not designed for every recipe that you have. So for the teachers that we have listed here, we've designed this chart where we can actually chart their progress throughout the course of the year. And everything that we have at the top is according to our South Carolina 4.0 teaching standards, our rubric in instructional pacing, environment, standards alignment, management, questioning. These are things that we see under South Carolina 4.0 teaching rubric. But for this particular chart, this is focusing on our ELA teachers. So we understand that there's a need for writing. So with the text-dependent analysis, how well are they teaching text-dependent analysis? How often are they using it and what support do they need? Also with the mini lesson, are you getting into the conferencing? Are you getting into independent reading? Are you modeling your writing? Are you modeling your reading for students? Because everyone needs an opportunity to see a lesson executed at an exemplary level. So getting into the mini lesson, are there any struggles that teachers are having there? Also, we're checking for understanding not only informally but also formally through the assessments, because teachers need to make sure that they're assessing students according to the actual test. We know how tests are written, and most of them are designed for students to analyze and evaluate. So we want to move away from those lower level questions, so therefore we have the rigor there. How often are you using, and I think these are going to go hand in hand with the rigor that's in your lesson. Those are going to be the type of questions that you ask, as well as how often you check for understanding. What are you doing? So we want to make sure that there's rigor present in there, so we're not assessing to a low level, we're not questioning to a low level, and that our assessments are really assessing the verb that is there, which goes back to standards alignment. So it's all interconnected. Then when we go back for the expectations, how are you opening up your lessons? How are you transitioning throughout the day? What are you expecting students to know and be able to do and demonstrate at the end of the day? And also, teachers have to have an expectation of what they want, setting SMART goals for themselves as well as their classes. That's something that I believe in as well, setting SMART goals for your classes. So with this particular chart, it's what we have where we tier our teachers based upon need. So as we go in and we observe, and also sitting down talking with teachers, what are the challenges that you have? Not what are the problems. What is something that's challenging that you want to improve upon? So sometimes teachers give us insight on something that they need help with. A lot of times they're going to say management. So, we're going to put a dot and everything is color coded. So for this quarter, for our English teachers, we've started so far with giving them one, because English is one area that is tested. We're measured on our school report card by the state. So we're looking at areas that we want to work in. So for this particular teacher, we'll be looking at rigor. We may pick up another area that we want to add to it, but definitely adding the rigor to the classroom. So I think with the rigor in the instruction, that's going to possibly be coupled with questioning. So they may have an orange circle as well. This teacher here is questioning. So they may again also have a green, because these two may go hand in hand. Here it's instructional pacing, making sure that you're keeping up with your pacing guide, you're keeping the momentum going in your class. So with that instructional pacing, we may also find that we may have to do something with management, but we just have to see. But we're going to work with our teachers, and this is just a start for our English teachers. We also have one for science that's already done and complete, and we're going to monitor the support that we give. We're going to scaffold the support that we give, and we'll continue to review and progress monitor throughout the quarter, as well as see if we need to continue, if this needs to be a continuation, if we see improvements. One thing that we do, we continue to work in that area for a little while in the second quarter to make sure that they're solid in that particular strategy, and then move on to what other support that they need. So it's just a way that you're providing support and coaching to teachers where it's not just errant and we're just like, we're going to provide support to everyone. Everybody does not need everything. So one size, and it's true, one size does not fit all, and every seasoning and spice does not go and work for every recipe. So this is our
Thank
way
you.
of tiering and coaching.
Excellent.